Do you find it challenging to answer questions involving matrices? Well, let me know in the comment section. Now, what is a matrix? The word matrix is the singular form of the word matrices. A matrix is a set of real or complex numbers arranged in rows and columns to form a rectangular array. A matrix can have m rows and n columns, and we indicate the matrix by calling it m by n matrix. Now we'll have some examples of the different types of matrices we may have. A number one example, we have what we call the 2 by 3 matrix. Now that brings us to something. How do we determine the name of matrix, the order in which they should be written? Well, we'll consider the row first. So the first number, for example, in 2 by 3 matrix, the first number 2 tells you the number of rows, while the second number 3 tells you the number of columns. In number one example, if you move this side horizontally, that's your row. So let's count 1, 2, and that's the 2. Then, if you move vertically, that is the column. And so here, in number one example, you have 3 columns. 1, 2, 3. So it becomes 2 by 3 matrix. In number two examples, you have 3 by 3 matrix. Let's count the row. 1, 2, 3. And then the column. 1, 2, 3. So you have 3 by 3 matrix. In number three examples, you have 4 by 3 matrix. Let's count the number of rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's count the number of columns. 1, 2, 3. So 4 by 3 matrix. Number for example, count the rows. 1, 2, 3. Count the columns. 1, 2. So 3 by 2 matrix. Now let's go to number 5 example. 1, 2 rows. Let's count the column. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 2 by 4 matrix. Now, these are the different types of matrices we have. But now, what is an easier way to be able to write this out so that we are not confused? Generally, a matrix can be represented in this form. Now, we'll start with the rows first. So we can call the first number there A11. Now, what does that tell you? This tells you that the first number is for the row and the second number is for the column. So this one is telling you that the element here is in row 1, column 1. If you move to the next one, it's going to be 1, 2. It tells you it is in row 1, column 2. If you have another number here, for example, it becomes 1, 3. Row 1, column 3. Same if you have another one, row 1, column 4. Let's stop it there. That's the same thing I'll do here. Now moving to the second row. Now remember, this is the first row. So the first number indicates the row, while the second numbers tells you the column it belongs to. Here, this is the second row I'm starting with now. So it's going to be A2, telling you it's the second row. But now, which of the column do you have it? Column 1. So A21. And the next one will be A22, A23, A24. Now remember, the first digit number tells you that's the row. Row 2, column 1. Row 2, column 2. Row 2, column 3. Row 2, column 4. Now let's move to the next one. This is row 3. So it's going to be A3. And then what column is it? The first column. This will be A32. This will be A33. A 3, 4. So that if I'm asking you to tell me about a particular element, you should be able to do that. Let's take, for example, I'm going to arrange the element using number 2 and 3 example. Let's combine them together. Let's assume I have 5, 6, 4. So I decide to include one digit here. Let's say 4. I have 2 minus 1, 3. Let this be 2. And here I have 5, 4, 2, and let this be 7. So if I ask you, what is element A13? It's easy. It means go to row 1, column 3 to pick out the elements. This is row 1, column 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is it. That's 4. If I ask you what element is A33, it means row 3, column 3. This is row 3, column 3, and that is 2. What element is A24? It means row 2, column 4, and this is row 2, column 4. So that's 2. It could also ask you, what element do you have in A11? That's easy, row 1, column 1, and that's 5. What element do you have in A21? That's also easy, row 2, column 1. So this is row 2, column 1, and that's 2. If I ask you element in A23, row 2, column 3, that's 3. So that's why it's easier for you to define your elements. Now let's look at addition and subtraction of matrices. We have the first example. You have the first matrix, let's call it matrix A, plus the second matrix, let's call it matrix B. Now, what do we do? It simply means add all the elements in their position together. So I'm going to create a new matrix where elements 1 here in row 1, column 1 will be added to the other element in the other matrix in row 1, column 1. So this means I'll have something like this, 4 plus 1. This 4 plus this 1. You see, they're in the same position, so you add them together. You go to the next one, row 1, column 2, and the same thing there, you add them together, the elements in the same position. Then the last one is 3 plus 9. That's what you do to the second row also, element in the same position, 5 plus 3. The next element, 7, 5, 7 plus 5, and then 6, 4. So you add the element in the same position together. So this will finally give you, so that we can have more space to solve. 4 plus 1, this is 5. 2 plus 8, this is 10. 3 plus 9, and that's 12. We'll go to the next one. 5 plus 3, 8. 7 plus 5, 12. 6 plus 4, that's 10. And that's the solution to the question. Now let's go to the second example. The second example is subtraction. The first element, matrix rather, minus the second matrix. Again, we're going to do the same thing we did in addition of matrices. The same principle covers them. So here, the element in the same position for the first matrix will subtract the element in the same position of the second matrix. So this is 6 minus 3. The next element is 5 minus 7. The next element is 12 minus 1 in this same position. We'll do the same for the next row. 9 minus 2, 4 minus 10, and this is 8 minus 5. So we have to be careful with the signs. And then you close the matrix. So what will this give you? Let's go. 6 minus 3, That will be 3. 5 minus 7 minus 2. 12 minus 1, and that will be 11. Let's go to the next row. 9 minus 2, that's 7. 4 minus 10, that's minus 6. Now this is 8 minus 5. Now remember, we've done this before in simplification. Minus times minus is plus. So 8 plus 5, that will give you 13. That is the solution to the question. Okay, let's see if you can do the following exercises. Put your answer in the comment section. You have to write the order of the matrices for number 1 and for number 2. But the question number 3 and 4, you have to add or subtract. Number 3 question wants you to add, and number 4 question wants you to subtract. Do this, put your answer in the comment section, and see you in the next video. The next video will be a multiplication of matrices.